welcome back to my channel. My name's Tina and oh my god. It's after Valentine's Day, and because in our house we live in the middle of nowhere, unless I want a box of chocolate, cheap chocolate, for Valentine's Day, it takes a bit to get here. And this year, oh my god, one of the companies I've wanted to try out so bad put out a palette on Valentine's Day. Can you wait to see this? So it came out at Sephora, was released on Valentine's Day. Okay, I don't know what that is. This is the Millinial Pink palette from Melt Cosmetics. Now I have been eyeing Melt Cosmetics for so long. I got this one. My husband, oh! And then the other thing I got is the Narcissus, another brand I don't own a damn thing from. So this is like their cheek palette, and it's got like highlights and blushes, and I don't know, maybe that's a bronzer for somebody like me who's super pale. I have my foundation down, my base down, my eyebrows a mess, but hey, I have bangs up hidden under here, so it's all good. So let's check out this little beauty. Oh my god, I need the lipstick in the shade. Okay, boomer, I need that so bad. So I am Gen X. There's not a lot of us, and everybody forgets about us. We don't mind being forgotten. We invented all the important stuff, so who cares? Okay, so let's check out this gorgeous palette. Oh, so pretty. That's Rose Brunch, Pink Leather, Flamingo Dream, Mixed Emotions, so pretty. Modern Love. So I'm having to go back over that. That looks super duper patchy. That's like not good. And that might have just been me because when I went over it was fine. Ruby Starred, Pink Noise, which is like kind of this like yellowy highlighty shade. Modern Glow, which is silvery blue, super pretty. Hopefully you guys can see those. We have GF, that is so, and then lastly Epitaph. Not Epitaph, Euphoria. For blind people, stop writing on things like that. Oh my god, so frustrating, so hard to see. Don't like it. Other than that, I love it. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Are you excited? So I've broken out a bunch of brushes that I've had sitting around since Christmas. And first we're gonna try this blending one with this cool handle. I'm just gonna put Pink Leather all over my lid. And that is so pigmented, even though it's a very light shade. It goes on, it's beautiful. It's a lovely, lovely baby pink that blends in stunningly. I am loving that. Now I'm gonna take a Modern Love. We're just gonna deepen up that crease and outer corner because it is, after all, kind of a Valentine's Day look. If you have hooded eyes like I do, come up above your crease line a little bit so you give that definition like you have a crease or the crease you used to have. Just go right over that little pad of whatever the hell fat bullshit that is. Don't worry about it. Ignore it. You know how you ignore the millennials? Yeah, just ignore those. I'm Gen X. I'm on both sides. It's okay. So I'm just blending it out, because it's so easy to blend. You just can't help but want to sit there and blend it because it's so flippin' pretty. I'm gonna go with GF. Oh yeah, baby. And I'm just picking that up on the tip of my angle brush and just sort of smoking out this outer corner a bit, just into that crease, just a tiny bit. And bringing it around the bottom. So I'm bringing that up into that flabby area. Again, leave that little fat pad right there. Just put some dark color on top of that and sort of make it go the fuck away. I'm just really going into where my crease should be. Like I am carving that sucker in there. This is, like if you have a hooded eye, this is your best friend. To make it look like you have way more eye space than you do. Although, every hooded eye is different, so if your hooded eyes, like this technique doesn't work for you, that's okay. Somebody out there has it. So I am gonna pick some more of that Modern Love up and just gently, not putting any pressure on my brush at all, grabbing it by the very end. And then we're just bringing it down. Little wiper motions, kind of. So I'm gonna take some Pink Flamingo Dream and the leather color. Just sort of combining those together on this, and I'm just going over this outer corner to really highlight that pink. It looks so pretty. This does have some kick up. I could give a shit about the kick up. Look, kick up gone. Anything in my life that's that easy to get rid of, I could give a shit about. I'm gonna take Ruby Star, and we're just gonna take that on my finger and pat that in that area there that doesn't have hardly got any shit on it. I actually normally say shimmers work best on your finger. In this case, I actually think they're gonna work better on a brush. I'm gonna use Naked Emotions. Just taking that on my finger and bringing it like that. That's so pretty. Such a pretty pink look. I don't know what I did with my Smashbox concealer, so we're back to trusty Shape Tape. That's it for concealer, 3 little dots. I feel like I waste like 100 times less concealer when I do that method. I'm just taking a little bit of RC Magno Color Powder and setting that. Oh yeah, you saw that right. I put a tiny bit on there, did both eyes, and I'm all done. Loving that! I'm going to take that GF shade and just sort of bring it around and line my eye with that. I don't think I really want the intensity of Euphoria right now. I'm going to take an angled brush and I'm just blending that sucker. That is so pretty. Now I'm going to take some more of the Naked Emotions. And lastly, I'm going to take Pink Noise, which is that like really light yellowy shade, and I'm just putting that on my inner corner. And then I'm going to do my eyeliner. I have my Kat Von D eyeliner. This stuff is crazy. It's called Cake, and it is a gel eyeliner. And it's the best waterliner I think I've ever tried. It's up there with the For Real Her stuff that I adore. I have my Obsidian Kaleido Cosmetics eyeliner, and I'm just doing tight line. After a major mishap with some eyeliner, hopefully this doesn't look too bad, we're gonna go in with the Narcissus and see what it looks like. I've never used NARS. I hear all the hype. Everybody's like, it's so amazing. So baby, let's find out if it's so amazing. So I'm gonna use this color here, which I believe is Kingpin. And then I have Rodeo Drive highlighter. And then I have a lime crime shade. I don't remember what shade it is. Okay, I'm back! And as you can see, I got a fringe, or I got banged. I am seriously living for this at the moment. It's a very minor change. I know, compared to the changes of everybody else out there, it's minor, but I love it. Anyways, let's talk about this palette. Like, I love it. It is such a pretty palette. The pinks in here are stunning and so fun to work with, and create like this smoky, pinky look that's just grown up and sexy and pink all at once, which is pretty freaking impressive. And it's pale pinks too, which I tend to think of as like little girl pinks, but this is not a little girl look. Like, there's no little girl here. I did skip the pale pink lip because I did think that that like took me too young, trying too hard to look like a little girl, and I don't need that. So I went with a more grown-up berry, which I think kind of matches some of these shades in here. And I threw on some lashes from Tarte. I love this look. I loved playing with these shades. They are super, super easy to play with and super, super forgiving. The only two that are more problematic, in my opinion, are these darker two. And those, I think you could get into some real trouble if you aren't used to playing with those. But they're super pigmented, And if you're wanting to learn to use them, this is a great set to do that with because they're not terrible. A couple shades in here, I did have a little bit of problem with patchiness, not wanting to go on my lid quite right. This Ruby Star was kind of like, I don't really like you. I pulled out a flat packing brush and some MAC Fix Plus, and it went on just fine. It just took a little bit of, what are you gonna do? I really love the way these sort of melt together. I don't know if that's why they're called melt. I have no idea. But some eyeshadows do sort of melt together and give you that gorgeous blended look without a ton of work. And this definitely seems to do that. I don't love the fact that my packaging is already dirty right there and I can't get it off. But yeah, you can see I have black all over this. So this baby will be staying in this pink little slipper and hopefully won't get too bad because one thing I hate is a messy palette. I don't want to pull out a palette and be like, ugh, that looks gross, and then be trying to create a look with it. It's just not my thing. This, though, is super pretty. I do think the packaging is cool. It feels cool. It is that, like, rubberized, bumpy texture. I love the name. I cannot wait to get OK Boomer. Sings to my heart. I am of the whatever generation. Talk to the hand if they ain't speaking. Yeah, way back in the day, guys. Let's go retro. Let's bring that back. We were obnoxious children. I mean, but the boomers still deserved it, right? Like my mom, I love my mom. My mom is an amazing person. She raised 4 girls and we all went to college and everything. She didn't even have a high school diploma. And she struggles with mental health issues. And yet every one of us, we have a life, we're doing well, nobody's in prison. We all have families and are pretty stable. Some of us more than others, no question about that. But still, it's pretty freaking impressive. She did an amazing job, but also so entitled. Such an entitled generation, and they don't even realize it. Like, they don't realize what they feel entitled to. Like, ugh, drives me nuts. I can't wait. I need the OK Boomer in my life. Let me know what you thought of this palette. It is the Millinial Pink palette from Melt Cosmetics, and if you didn't know this, Millinial Pink was like the color of like 2000, I think, was the year that Millinial Pink really came into its own, and has stuck around and done a hell of a job staying since then. It's really come in fashion to be a real standout color all on its own, which is pretty impressive for a shade like this, because usually when you see shades, they tend to be either black or charcoals or deep, with some vibrance to them or something. You very rarely see it be like pink. Like, it just isn't. And I'm hoping that speaks to the future of what we think of women and how women are treated and all of that. As I explained to my 2 sons who are in their 20s, women are still not being treated as fairly and honestly as they should be. I was not expecting a special privilege to be treated the same. That's just not how it is for anybody across the board. I don't care who you are, what group you're in, you know what I mean. That is not a special privilege. Stepping down off my pedestal. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!